tell them. Tom Jones, you want me?
I'm Tom Jones, and I want you. What's new, pussycat?
Hang on, I'm a dog.
What?
I'm a dog, Tom.
I know all the great singers. Elvis Presley, Tina Turner. I know Elton John. We wrote The Lion King together.
No, you're not the judge for me, Tom. Tom Jones, that's who you are.
I'll make you the next. I'm Tom Jones. I'll make you next One Direction. JLS. Anyone? Hello? I'm good.
Yeah, he didn't look well, did he?
It wasn't great, Tom Jones.
I think he's got Tom Jones-itis.
Is that common?
Well, it's not unusual. Nope, nothing.
No, that was deceptively. To be honest with you, it fits in with the memory we just observed.
Yeah, he was no Neil from One Direction.
He's not. Tom Jones, if you're watching, I'm incredibly sorry. It was I was forced to do it by the powers that be.
He's not watching.
Yes. Right now, guys, here's Horrible Histories Gory Games.
Yeah.
See you later, Neil.
If mummies, rats and fleas ain't your thing and you don't like the sound of an exploding king, if you're easily scared and you don't laugh at poo, you better turn off, this show ain't for you. Still watching? Then let's test your brains with Horrible Histories Gory Games. Horrible Histories Gory Games.
Hello and welcome to Gory Games with me, Dave Lamb.
And me, Rattus. The rat's so great they named him twice.
Yeah, I don't think that's why you were named twice.
You're jealous.
Of your repetitive name? Don't be ridiculous.
You are so jealous.
No, I'm not jealous at all.
So jealous.
Yeah, I'm not jealous, all right? And now you've ruined the start of the show, so we're going to have to do it all over again. Thank you, Rattus. Hello and welcome to Gory Games with Rattus and me, Dave Lamb.
Oi!
A man so great they named me twice. This is the show where you get to test your knowledge of horrible histories by taking part in the goriest games known to man or indeed to rat. Right then, let's meet today's horrible historians.
I'm Nihal. I'm George. It's Lydia.
Excellent.
Dave.
What?
Dave.
What?
Dave.
What?
Dave. Barbara. Dave.
What?
Time to get this show on the road with a little warm-up game all of my very own.
Yeah, sorry, we haven't discussed this, have we?
No need to, Dave. I know exactly what I'm doing. It's time to play Greased Goose Grab. Bring on the goose.
Greased goose?
Chillax. This is a traditional game from the Georgian era, which was very popular at fairs. A goose was hung by its feet from a tree and riders galloped underneath trying to pull its head off.
Pull its head off?
Don't worry. The grease makes it really hard to do.
No way. Time out, all right, everyone? You might have got away with that in Georgian Britain, Rattus, but we are not doing it today. Let's just get this goose down, shall we? I'll do it myself if I have to. Oh, for heaven's sake, I'm covered in grease now.
You see, it's hard, isn't it?
Oh, right, I'm going to need a towel here. And can someone please get rid of that goose? And the rat? Right, Nihal, George, Lydia, you are playing to win year spheres. Each year sphere contains a historical date, and at the end of the show, your year sphere dates will be added together with AD dates being added to your total and BC dates being subtracted from it. So, if these were your year spheres, your total would be, Rattus?
To how many decimal places?
Whole numbers will be fine.
Gotcha. 7.492.
I give up with you. It's 735.
Like I said. At the end of the show, the person with the highest year score will win a brilliant historical prize, one that I've picked out myself.
And believe me, it really is amazing that anyone could think that it's a decent prize.
So mean, so mean.
Right, let's get cracking. And to find out what this round's about, it's over to the Gory Grid.
It's the frightful First World War.
So, 4 questions on the frightful First World War coming up. And your 4 First World War topics are slang, transport, German inventions and potatoes. So, Nihal, it's your turn to pick first in this round. What's it going to be?
German inventions, please.
German inventions. Let's hear that question.
On January 15th, 1915, what German invention was used to attack Great Yarmouth in East Anglia? A, a tank, B, a Zeppelin airship, or C, a submarine?
Show me your answers now. Everybody in total agreement. They all think it's B. Are they all right or are they all wrong?
The answer is B, a Zeppelin, a massive, great inflatable airship. It was the first air raid in British history.
Yes, Zeppelins were huge and filled with gas, which unfortunately meant they were very, very easy targets. George, it's your turn to pick a topic.
I think I'll go potatoes.
Potatoes. That is a prop question.
Oh, look at that lovely potato.
Which of these was given as a nickname to potatoes in World War I? Was it A, grenades, B, bombardier, or C, boom boom? Let's see your answers now, please. OK, George and Lydia going for A. Nihal on her own with C. Well, I'm afraid none of you are right. The answer is B. Soldiers called potatoes bombardier, which came from the French word for potatoes, pomme de terre, which sounds a little bit like bombardier.
Although, to be fair, not much like it. If you're not having that mouldy potato, can I...
Yeah, knock yourself out, Rattus. Lydia, your turn to pick a topic.
Can I please pick slang?
Slang. Let's hear that question.
What was Trench's slang for being tired? A, ankle shuffled, B, kneecapped, or C, chin strapped?
Let's see those answers now, please. Nihal and George agreeing on C. Lydia this time out on her own with B. Let's find out who's right.
The answer is C. If you were tired, you were chin strapped. Soldiers were usually so tired, it was said they were only held upright by the strap on the helmets lifting their chins.
So, one question left in this round. Everything's still to play for. Let's hear the final question.
How did the French army get many of its soldiers to the trenches? A, in lots of taxis, B, on the backs of donkeys, or C, by a hot air balloon?
So, is the answer A, is it B, or is it C? OK, the girls agreeing on C. George has gone for A, all on his own. Let's find out who, if anyone, is right.
The answer is A, in lots of taxis. It's right at the barbed wire and then left at the unexploded bomb, please, cabby. Can you imagine? Oh.
So, George, you have won the quiz. It's time to choose your year sphere from our trolley wally.
Push, 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 push. Oh, there you go, George. Come and choose your year sphere. That one. Yep. Push, 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 push. Might be a good one. Push, push, push.
Yes,
push,
George,
push,
that could be a good one. It could be a bad one. We won't find out until the end of the show. So, winning the quiz means that George is automatically through to play the World War I game. But will he be alone or will everyone else get to play? Let's find out. It's a single-player, silly game. So off you go, soldier. Get down that time sewer with you. Oh, head first. There were thousands of soldiers fighting in the trenches of World War I, and for every soldier, there were several rats. But whilst the rats had greater numbers, the soldiers had spades. Yes, it's time to play...
Vanquish vile vermin. This is wrong. Just so wrong.
Whack 15 rats with your spade within the time limit to win the year sphere. And your time starts now. So, George attempts to vanquish vile vermin, and there's one with a hat on. Well, Rattus, you don't see that every day, do you?
There was a degree of profiteering to be had on this game. I sold them all hard hats for £1 apiece.
Well, I hope you can live with yourself. Been selling white flags as well, have you, Rattus? Dear, oh dear, disgraceful. I have a feeling that that surrender is not going to help him. Oh! There we go. He got a very serious bash on the head anyway.
Poor Uncle Whitmire.
Poor Uncle Whitmire, exactly. Well, look, he's a little bit... He's not doing brilliantly well here, George. He's doing well enough, but there are quite a lot of rats popping out and escaping.
I think all his hair's in his eyes. That's the problem here, Dave. He could do with a good trim.
Well, that's a very military attitude you're showing there, Rattus, but I suppose it's appropriate, seeing as this is World War I we're playing in here.
Dave, I know they couldn't lift them, but I think the least we could do is give the rats spades.
They're getting spades, Rattus. Square in the face. Don't talk, Rattus. Don't talk. I'll do the commentary. Well, he's got 9, George. He's got 9 so far. He needs 15. And he does miss a few, George, but when he does hit them, boy, do they stay hit like that one there. Oh, he won't be troubling us again. Oh, there's a lot of jiggery-pokery here, a lot of fast action. Rats emerging and disappearing again. He just needs 2 more. Suddenly, George is doing extremely well. 1 more required. He's run out of time. George has run out of time. That one's not going to count, but it will mean that Uncle Whitmire spends the night in a field hospital. Welcome back, George. Bad luck. You were quite aggressive with that spade. Have you ever hit a rat with a spade before?
No,
Would you like to hit Rattus here with a spade?
definitely.
It's all right. It's all right. I won't let him near you. I won't let him near you. On to round 2, and to find out what's up next, it's over to the gory grid.
It's the Rotten Romans.
Here are your 4 Roman topics: gladiators, Nero, roads, and wings. So, George, it's your turn to pick first this time. What's it going to be?
Gladiators.
Let's hear the question.
What was unusual about the gladiators called the Andabatae? A. They fought with their arms tied behind their backs. B. They fought blindfolded. Or C. They were children.
Let's see your answers now, please. Oh, look at that. A complete spread of different answers. Let's find out who's right.
The answer is B. They fought blindfolded, which was really funny for the spectators. Not so funny for the gladiators.
No, I can imagine. Lydia, it's your turn to pick a topic. What's it going to be?
Nero, please.
Nero. Let's hear that question.
Emperor Nero had a massive Egyptian slave called Polyphagus. But what was unusual about him? A. He ate absolutely anything. B. He had 3 arms. Or C. He ate absolutely nothing.
Let's see those answers. Again, total disagreement. Let's find out who's right.
The answer is A. Polyphagus ate absolutely anything and everything, including a live human. Ugh.
Crikey, suddenly the rat's diet seems positively pleasant.
Hey!
OK, Nihal, it's your turn to pick a topic.
Can I have roads, please?
Roads, you certainly can.
Here comes your question, ready or not. Our Roman roads were lovely and straight, but where did you drive on them? A, on the right, B, down the centre, or C, on the left?
Let's see your answers now, please. OK, the girls agreeing this time on B. George on his own with C. Who, if anyone, is right?
The answer is C, on the left.
Interesting. OK, so 1 point apiece. Well played, everybody. 1 question left in this round, and it's a question on wings. And it's a question from Mr. Rattus.
Thank you. Evil Emperor Domitian liked to pull the wings off which creature? A. Pigeons. B. Flies. Or C. Bees.
Let's have a look at your answers right now. So, George and Lydia agreeing with B, Nihal with A. Who's right, Rattus?
It's George and Lydia with B. Yes, flies.
Well, at the end of that round, George and Lydia, you go into a tie-break question. Fingers on buzzers. Beginning with the letter R, what was the capital city of the ancient Roman Empire? George.
Rome.
Rome is absolutely right, George. A big exhale from Lydia, who knew that one as well. But it's George who collects another year sphere. Help yourself, George. OK, George, you are through to play the Roman game, but will he be playing alone or will he be joined by the others? Let's find out. It's an all-play gory game. So, off down the time sewer with the lot of you. Lead the way, Lydia.
Oh, it stinks.
It certainly does, Nihal. When it came to wars, Romans didn't like to lose, so they employed some of the most brutal battle tactics ever. It's time to play
Savage Siege.
Yes, if the Romans wanted to get into an enemy fortress, they would use catapults to fire all sorts of awful things, such as heavy rocks, hives of stinging bees, and even the severed heads of dead enemies. Nice touch. Your challenge is to fire as many missiles into your fortress target as possible. The person who gets the most in the time limit wins the year sphere. So, catapults at the ready. In 3, 2, 1. So here we go then with Savage Siege. And you notice straight away that Lydia's gone for the beehive, the other two for decapitated heads. And who's going to land with that first blow? No one, quite honestly. So we've learned nothing there, Rattus. Nothing at all.
I didn't want to stick my nose in the beehive once. Won't be doing that again, Dave.
Well, you shouldn't have done it in the first place, quite frankly, Rattus. Very, very dangerous practice, that. Nose in the old beehive there. Very lucky to escape a very, very badly swollen nose. Still, on with the game, and Nihal's back in it. Lovely stuff.
Oh, and that one bounced right off.
Yeah, a very low trajectory on that one, wasn't it? She really gave it some welly. She's doing it again, look. Whoa! She's
She really is firing them hard, and George lands his first beehive. Lovely to see the beehive going in. Underused, I feel.
First head there.
Yeah, first head there for George. Lovely. Nihal also on 2 at the end there. She's doing nicely. But George is really into his stride now. He's just landed a rock. He's gone into the lead. That's tremendous shooting. A word about these rocks. They're actually lighter than they look, aren't they, Rattus?
They certainly are. They're a specially designed lightweight boulder for international use.
Yeah, they have been passed by the International Savage Siege Federation, or the ISSF. They are regulation weight and size. There's another rock landing beautifully all the way round the rim there of the basket. This is looking very, very good for Lydia all of a sudden. She's suddenly spurted ahead. She really would have made a very good Roman soldier, wouldn't she?
She certainly would.
George has fired one into Lydia's basket there. Don't worry, that won't count. But it could be a crucial miss for George, because time is running out here. There's Lydia, fires one over the top, but I think time's run out for everyone. George, though, one away. It's not enough. There it is. It's all over. Lydia, give us a nod if you've won it. Bang. Excellent Savage Siege. Lydia, have you done that before?
No.
You look very good at it.
Thank you.
Which ones did you like?
The heads, because
Yeah.
there was more of them, so I got more used to them.
So, Lydia, help yourself to a year sphere. Another Roman siege tactic was to build giant wooden towers on wheels that had ladders inside them. They'd wheel these towers up to the fortress walls. Roman soldiers would climb up the inside and jump out onto the enemy's battlements.
Well, a bit like an early elevator.
Well, kind of, but rather than taking you up to the menswear department and the cafe, they'd take you up to violent bloodshed and possible death.
I think I'll give that shop a miss.
So will I. Over to the gory grid to find out what's up next.
It's the awful Egyptians.
And here are your all-important Egyptian topics: houses, mythology, Egyptian gods, and pharaohs. So, Lydia, it's your turn to pick a topic first this time.
Could I please have pharaohs, please?
Pharaohs, you can indeed. That is a question from my esteemed colleague, Mr. Rattus.
Esteemed colleague! He's after something. True or false? Ramesses II had a very spotty face.
Well, that was a quick question. Let's see your answers now, please. Well, look at that. George and Nihal going for false, Lydia going for true. Rattus, who's right?
George, Nihal, I'm afraid you're wrong, because it's true.
Archaeologists found his tomb, unwrapped his mummy, and could tell that he had a spotty face.
I was a spotty teenager. Fortunately, you couldn't see it under all this fur. I'll shut up.
Nihal, it's your turn to pick a topic.
I'd like Egyptian gods, please.
Egyptian gods. Let's hear that question.
True or false? We believed Ptah was the god of all things in the world. He made them exist just by speaking their names.
So, is that true or false? George and Nihal agreeing with each other again on false. Lydia on her own with true. Let's see who's right.
It's true.
Oh, what a neat trick, eh? I wonder if I can make things exist just by speaking their names. Pile of rotting animal guts. Pile of rotting animal guts. No, no joy.
George, it's your turn to pick a topic.
Houses.
Houses. Let's hear the question.
True or false? Most ancient Egyptians lived in houses made of stone bricks.
So, is that true or false? OK, the girls are going for false. George with true. What's the answer?
It's false. Most Egyptians lived in houses made of mud bricks, baked hard by the hot sun. Me? I lived in a palace. I mean, mud hut, as if. Get real.
So, no need for the last question. Lydia, you've already won the round, and that means you get to collect another year sphere. So, Lydia, as the quiz winner, you're also through to play the Egyptian game. But will it be just you, or will the others get to play too? Let's find out. It's a single-player scary game, which means you have to go down the sewer all on your own, Lydia. Good luck.
Bye!
Bye! I hope she's all right in there. The goriest bit of the mummification process involved removing all the body's organs. So guess which bit of the mummification process we're basing this next game on? Yep, it's time to play...
Mummify me!
Yes, whoever mummified this pharaoh forgot to remove some organs, and you've got to sort out the mess. Your challenge is to remove the stomach, liver, intestines and lungs and put them in the correct canopic jars. The brain needs to be yanked out of the nose and binned, but the heart must be left inside the body. Got that? Good. Just don't let your time run out if you want to win a year sphere. In 3, 2, 1, mummify me!
So here we are, deep within a pyramid, about to play Mummify Me. Lydia dons the goggles, which wouldn't have been around at the time. That's a modern thing. We've had to introduce the safety goggle here because there's a lot of spattering, as we're about to find out. There she goes. She's undoing the bandages because she's going in for her first organ. And oh dear, it's gungy in there. Oh, it's a bit squelchy. It's a bit slimy. That looks to me like the top of the liver. Oh, yeah, there it is. The liver is out. Now, which canopic jar? That's what she has to decide now. She matches it up to the hieroglyphic. Very good, very methodical. But of course, it all takes up time, doesn't it, Rattus?
Certainly does take up time. Every single second that you're breathing takes up time. That's the tragedy of life, Dave.
Absolutely. There's the stomach. Now, which canopic jar? She's once again doing this circling round the coffin, or the plinth, I suppose you'd call it. And that has gone safely in. Now, what else is she going to find in? Well, I think she's left the lungs behind. I don't want to worry you, Rattus, but I think she's left the lungs in there.
Yes, Dave, she's moved down to the stomach there, and she's found the intestines. She's pulling them out. She's pulling them out. Here they come there.
Goodness me. I mean, I've seen some horrible things in my time, but that really does rank at least in the top 5. Look at the amount of guts there. Oh. Well, she seemed to put her hand in there for a sort of wash-off.
I think she lost her watch.
I don't know what's happened there. She needs to retrieve that very quickly. We don't want a mummy walking around with a watch inside it. 30 seconds left. She needs to get a shift on. Now, this bit is particularly upsetting. If you're of a squeamish disposition, I'd look away now because that is going in there. It's gone right into the brain, and here comes a bit of the brain. The stringy bit of the brain as it unravels inside the skull.
Which part of the brain is that, Dave? I'm not quite sure.
I think it's a bit of the frontal lobe that's come unravelled, and she's dragging it round the floor, and I'm afraid she's going to run out of time here, I think. She needs to put that in the bin, but she can't find the bin. There it was at the front of the pyramid all along. She left the lungs inside, so it's not really worked out for Lydia. Welcome back, Lydia. Welcome back, emerging from the smoke. Did you know it was traditional for a trainee embalmer to be chased up and down the streets being whipped by all the local people? They were punishing him in advance for all the horrible things he'd do to their bodies when they eventually died.
It's like when I washed my dirty feet in your coffee this morning to get you back for stealing my socks.
What? I never stole your socks.
Well, no, but you might do one day.
Time for the final round, thank goodness. Over to the gory grid one last time to find out what we've got.
It's the Vicious Vikings.
So, no quirky quiz in our final round. It's straight to our big all-play Viking endgame, and it's a scary one. So, everyone, get back down that time sewer. Lead 'em off, Lydia.
Bye!
Bye! Go on, George. Off you go, Nihal. The Vikings like nothing more than a good fight against enemy warriors, except perhaps a thoroughly one-sided fight against monks. It's time to play
Viking Attack.
You are defenseless monks. Your only hope of survival is that the attacking Vikings won't find you in your monastery, so best not to step on a squeaky floorboard. Your challenge is to find the one squeak-free path. Every time you step on a sinking, squeaky wooden panel, you'll be sent back to the start. Reach the end of the path and you're faced with 2 doors. Behind one is freedom. Behind the other is... I'm portraying a Viking. Find him and you have to start all over again. The first person to escape wins the year sphere. Ready, steady, shh.
So here we go. They're looking for the one squeak-free path, and there's not... They didn't find it there, Rattus. There were squeaks all over the place. It was like someone had trod on a bag of mice.
Dave, I've got a lot in common with Vikings. We've both got whiskers and furry faces.
And you both stink. And George heads back to the start there, Nihal as well. Here is Lydia attempting to find... Oh, and she's just gone. She was doing very nicely, wasn't she? This is a very, very difficult game, Rattus.
It's all down to memory, Dave, and also good listening, because it's very tricky, this game, because of the creaking. Everyone else's boards are creaking. Who knows who's creaking?
The giveaway is that your floorboard will sink slightly if it's going to be a creaker. And look at that, he's right at the end here. Why is he going back?
I have
It
no
wasn't
idea.
sinking. It wasn't sinking. I think George has just disciplined himself for no reason.
He chose poorly, Dave.
Well, it was very, very public-spirited of him. He was being very, very decent and sportsmanlike, but unfortunately, he seems to have cheated himself out of a position. This could be George's moment. This could be it. Oh, no! All he's got to do, though, now is remember that path, and he's going to be home. Well, he's not remembered it already. And now, here he comes again. No, he's completely gone to pieces.
Lydia's
Look how close Lydia is. Now, what's she going to do here? Is she going to find a solid board?
She's done it!
Now,
She's done
is
it!
she going to find freedom here? Or a nasty Viking? A Viking will send her back, remember. There's the Viking! Oh, she's
There's the
gonna go
Viking!
all the way back to the start. And that has maybe opened the door for Nihal. Look how close she is. She's right up towards the end. Oh, it's gone wrong for her. Now, George, can he remember? He's forgotten. Lydia, we've seen how much trouble George has had remembering his path. Can Lydia remember her path from earlier? Can she remember under pressure? She's doing extremely well. She's got 2 paddles left to go. Just the one left. It's the formality now. Just needs to open the door. She's done it.
Lydia's the winner!
Lydia's done it. What a celebration. It's a classic, and it's tremendous to see. Very, very well played, all of you. Lydia, go and get yourself another year sphere. You did extremely well. Did you know monasteries were full of books and the Vikings liked to steal them?
Yeah, not because of their love of literature. Oh, no, most Vikings couldn't read.
No, but books were very rare in those days and the covers were often decorated with precious jewels, bronze, silver and gold.
Gold! So Vikings really did judge a book by its cover.
Well said. 3 for Lydia, 2 for George, none for Nihal. But because of all the BC year totals, you could still win this with naught, so don't worry. Right, it's time to count up those year spheres. And remember, AD years are added to your total and BC years are subtracted from it. Best of luck. Nihal, now at a glance, I'm going to say that your score is naught. George, let's open up your first year sphere. 1588 AD, the Spanish Armada was destroyed. You've done well to start off with. Now, let's have a look at that crucial second one. Oh dear, 1.5 million BC. Stone Age man first used fire around then. You have got a score of minus 1,498,412. That puts you massively in the lead, Nihal. Lydia, what's going to happen here? Let's have a look at your first sphere. 110,000 BC! Neanderthals first came to Britain round about then. I have a feeling there's no coming back from this, Lydia, but let's have a look anyway. Oh no, it's 8,500 BC. Britain's oldest house in Yorkshire dates back to then, and Rattus has passed out. It's all going wrong. Let's have a look at that third sphere. 776 BC. The first ever ancient Olympics took place that year. Well, that's extraordinary. I can tell you, Lydia, that today your Gory Games score is minus 119,276. So that means that today's winner, with a grand total of no points at all, is Nihal, who'll be taking home a star prize, which may sound impressive, Nihal, but it's actually just some old rubbish fished out of the time sewer by my pongy pal.
Actually, do you know what? I did not fish this out of the sewers.
Well, there's a first.
A Victorian did.
Of course they did.
Yes, poor Victorians would go toshing, wading through the sewers, looking for coins dropped down drains, like this lovely poo-covered shilling.
It didn't by any chance occur to you to wash it?
I did wash it.
In what?
The sewer.
I give up.
Anyway, congratulations, Nihal.
Well done, Nihal. There you go. Sorry, it's a bit sewery. Well, it just remains for me to say thanks to our winner, Nihal, thanks to our splendid runners-up, George and Lydia, and no thanks whatsoever to Rattus.
He loves me, really.
I don't. You've been watching Gory Games. Goodbye.
Was that show messy enough for you? Or would you have preferred a little more poo? Have you had your fill of blood, guts and gore? Or have we left you still wanting more? Well, keep watching. We'll be back again with Horrible Histories Gory Games. Horrible Histories Gory Games.
Guys, welcome back. That was Horrible Histories, Gory Games. Up next, brand new series of horrible histories, everyone.
I'm excited. Are you excited?
Yeah, I love horrible history.
Yes, but right now it's time to find out your favourite horrible history song of all time. You guys have been voting online. Thank you very much. But let's find out who the winner is.
I wonder who it could be, Ian.
It is Charles II, King of Play.
Good choice.
Just
Play
come on,
it.
let's listen.
My name is Charles II. I love the people and the people love me so much that they restored the English monarchy. I'm part Scottish, French, Italian, a little bit Dane, but 100% party animal. Champagne! Spaniels I adored, named after me too. Like me, they were fun with a natty hairdo. Is today my birthday? I can't recall. Let's have a party anyway, because I love a masked ball. Oh, hail the King of Bling. Let's sing, bells ring, ding ding. I'm the king who brought back partying. King Charles, my daddy, lost his throne and kings were banned. They chopped off his head, then Ollie Cromwell ruled the land. Old Ollie wasn't jolly, he was glum and he was proud. Would be miserable as sin, only sinning's not allowed. When Ollie died, the people said, Charlie me hearty, get rid of his dull laws, come back, we'd rather party. This action's what they called the monarchy restoration, which naturally was followed by a huge celebration. The King of England, no sin to sing. Okay. All say I'm the king who brought back partying. Great London fire was a whopper. In my reign, London city came a cropper. So this king did what was right and proper. Fought the fire, proved I'm more than a bopper. I'm a fire stopper. Married Catherine Brackensall, she was a love so true. There would never be another, well, maybe one or two. Lucy Walton, Elle Gwynn, Moll Davis, Barbara Villiers. You think that's bad, but her name's not as silly as Hortense Mancini. As king, I must admit I broke the wedding rules. But who cares when I brought back the crown jewels? I reinstated Christmas, make up sport and even plays. I was the merry monarch, they were good old days. When said and done, King Charles, that's me, did run England for fun. I was the king, loved by everyone, my song is done. Party, anyone?
That was great, wasn't it?
Brilliant, isn't it? Now here we go, guys. Talk about brilliant heroes. Brand new horrible history.
Woohoo!